Welcome back to the Dota Radio Morning Show, presented by Dota Radio, the internet radio dedicated to Dota 2. Make sure you visit us at dotaradio.com to learn more about our audio-only style of commentary. Remember, folks, you can tweet at us live during the show at the Dota Radio, at Zyori TV, at Monolith Dota, and at HippieCasting. We may check out those tweets as we're live on air. Remember to check out the portal, dotaradio.com/morning show, and of course the email as well, morningshow@dotaradio.com. Somebody actually sent us a nice email the other day. We're not going to talk about that particular email today. Probably going to be a topic of discussion next week. So feel free to reach out, guys. We are back with our usual suspects, though. I'm Zyori, your show host. We've got Hippie on the properly spelled analysis desk today, and Monolith back with us again. Going to be an exciting episode. This is the last one for a week. We're going to have our first break of Dota Radio Morning Show action as MLG Columbus. Going to mess up our broadcasting plans. No episode this coming Friday, and no new episode Monday. The next episode will be a week from today, next Wednesday. That is the 27th, the day before Thanksgiving. How nice is that? So, fellas, wow, lot on the plate today. MLG Columbus, but 2 days away. Who's jiggling in their shorts?
I'm fired up.
Okay, good. Everybody.
Sure, Charlie is fired up.
Glad I'm not the only one jiggling. That's good. Yeah, Charlie. Charlie. So okay. Let's review. Let's review what's happening here. Charlie and I are attending. I will sort of be on stage a little bit on the couch. Charlie is going to be drinking. I don't know what he's doing at this event. What are your responsibilities?
I will actually, I guess, officially be going with Speed as their manager just for that event, because they needed somebody to take care of them and go with and take care of things just at the event.
Okay.
They didn't have anybody there, and so it's me.
Okay. All right.
So I will be, I will not be in a Speed gaming shirt, but I will be with Speed.
All right, so you do actually have some work to do. It's not going to be a vacation. And Chris isn't getting off scot-free either. He will be officially on the tertiary stream, the third MLG stream, Casting with Clairvoyance. And you guys are doing coverage all day Friday and until like halfway through Saturday? Something like that, Chris?
That's what I've been told, yes.
Okay.
By the time we get about halfway through Saturday's brackets, we should be down to fewer than 3 streams.
Yes, that's right, as teams start to get eliminated and all that stuff. So, all right, let's do some house cleaning here. We've got a couple of opening thoughts to get off our chest before we talk MLG. This episode coming up, we're going to talk Speed Gaming, revealing their contracts and some of the drama that has ensued. On top of that, analyzing the contracts a little bit, talking about, what's good, what's fair, and is this what we would have expected now that we do have at least one team's worth of contracts out in the open. We're going to talk MLG. This episode, basically, your MLG survival guide. We're going to go through all of the need-to-know information, some highlights from the schedule, the prize pool, the bundles, all that stuff. We've mentioned most of it before, but going to go over it again, just in case some of you out there missed the deets on what's happening here with this weekend of MLG. It's always confusing. It's a confusing time. A lot of teams, a lot of people, a lot of ins and outs, a lot of moving pieces, so we're here to keep you in the know. Remember to check out our straw poll. We've got a straw poll going. Who's going to win MLG Columbus? We've been asking pro players. We've been asking guests. We don't know. We want to hear what you have to say. It's been linked in chat many a time. It will probably be linked again now that we're announcing it yet again here. So check it out. About halfway through the show, we're going to look at the straw poll and see what you guys think about the teams attending. And last but not least, we're going to wrap it up with a Spitwad interview. Spitwad going to be joining us, the executive producer of Neo Dota, the president and founder of NADota.com, and now a contributing writer for On Gamers. Boy, what a resume. So we're going to have him on a little bit later. And as always, guys, questions are appreciated. There's a Reddit thread up. You may want to throw it in upvote. You can use that to post your questions. You can try your luck in Twitch chat, but you never know. Tunnel vision to the max. So, housekeeping, we already talked about myself and Charlie going to be there. Chris on the tertiary stream. I talked about propaganda and our little preamble there. Only other thing I wanted to mention, Zyori TV going to have some DreamHack coverage. 2 of my Swedish buddies going to be there doing press. So, if you see any Zyori TV shirts at DreamHack, treat them with the utmost respect. I expect you to treat them like you would treat me. Run up to them, shove your fingers in their face, and say, "Hey, smell this, man." That's how I expect you to treat these guys. So, let's talk Speed Gaming. Charlie, what's your take on this whole Speed Gaming thing? You're the most involved of the three of us here, with teams, with players, with sponsorships. Chris and I are just but lowly casters. What was your initial reaction to just the prospect of Speed Gaming releasing these contracts? Good, bad, or somewhere in the middle?
Ooh. Oh man. Well, first of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that there is a reason that they asked me to go to Columbus with them to be their manager instead. Um, I'm sorry, but there's a lot I can't really say about Speed and what's going on with him. But as far as releasing their contracts,
Yeah. Just macroscopically.
I wouldn't.
Transparency,
I
good.
Transparency, good. Releasing the entire contract, bad. I mean, there's a lot in there that didn't need to be public.
All right, wait.
Can...
Before you continue, let's reset this call because you sound like the Terminator.
Jesus Christ! All right, I'm gonna hang up.
Call back. Yeah, I'll do it for you. I'll hang up on him. Bring up. That wasn't just me, Chris. You were getting robot.
No, he was a little robotic. It's true.
Oh, is that good? I just hung up and called again.
That was just Chris. How about this? You call us this time. You host the call. How's that? Is that fair?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
All right, we're gonna switch it up. Give you some responsibility here. All right. So yeah, here. Let me cut back. Let's see. Let me answer this here. Hello.
Hello.
I'm not sure I can handle responsibility.
Yeah. Geez. Whoa. All right. No, that sounds better. All right, Charlie. On with the chlorophyll.
All right. So, no, I would not have released the entire contract, every single letter of it. I mean, professional sports teams. Yes, I understand that their salaries are publicly available, but but their contracts aren't publicly available.
Right.
Like every stipulation is in there, and like every piece of that contract is available for the entire world to see, from the bad grammar to when it ends to everything. Like there are some things that like you generally want to keep private.
Yeah.
I mean, just from like a company's point of view, like because after TI4, they're gonna be roster reshuffle. It's like after every TI, this lets every other esports organization out there know what they have to compete against.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I had a couple of thoughts, and then I started thinking about you BitTorrenting movies while you're talking, because robot and not ensuing quite as bad, but that's still there. Part of the grammar issues. That's the point I was going to go on. These contracts were written in Chinese and then translated to English. Is that part of the source of some of the grammatical issues that we've come to enjoy with these contracts?
No.
No? I read that somewhere. I guess that's just total bollocks.
I mean, that's generally, grammar issue. I mean, for the contracts that I've seen, there haven't been like grammar issues like that, if any. I mean, I don't know if it's just a translation issue, but like even then, like when you translate something, like you still like with. Right. I mean, you're investing thousands of dollars into this. They're supposed to be getting a house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's like you should pay for a translator, or maybe get this right.
All right. Yeah. I'm sorry. We're trying to. Let's reset it one more time. This time we'll try Charlie hosting. I don't know if you're like streaming something or whatever. It sounds like a bandwidth issue.
I'm not doing anything.
Tell your sister to turn off BitTorrent and get back to class.
There's nobody fucking in my house right now.
All right. We'll try one more. If not, then we'll just we'll let Charlie type or something. All right, you call us this time, pal. Oh, the bane of live casting, guys. The bane of live production and Skype. You know, have I told you guys how much I dislike Skype? I'm not sure if I've ever made that clear. One of my least favorite programs. It's so ingrained in the esports culture. I have too many contacts with which I only have a point of contact on Skype. That's it. That's all I've got. So without Skype, there's no alternative. I can't just be like, oh yeah, sure. Let me know on Mumble. You know, it doesn't happen. All right, let's try this one more time. Hello, hello. You guys here? I'm getting nothing. What happened? Oh no, yeah, Charlie's having internet issues. Says there's a problem with the call. All right, so while we figure this out, let me move forward here. Oh, we're back. Okay, hello.
No lag, no nothing.
You sound better now, but you sounded perfect before at the beginning, and now Chris is. I was getting a problem with the call. Something funny's happening. I don't like it. Somebody played with the cookies.
Fuck Skype.
Yeah, seriously, this is like dire tide all over again. So, all right, while Chris is trying to reconnect, let's hit some of the core points of this contract, because there are a lot of clauses and such that we could really delve into. But the biggest takeaway that a lot of people were interested in was in the term. 3 months beginning in September, ending in December, or sooner whenever the team arrives in China. That's what these contracts seem to be kind of based around, their time in China. A lot of promises from Rattlesnake about the kind of equipment that will be available in the house, good living conditions, salaries, all that kind of stuff. The biggest standout thing for a lot of people was the pay. And for a lot of folks, I think how low the salary is. All the 5 players of Speed Gaming have a $1,000 a month baseline salary. That increases to $2,000 a month if the team places in top 3 in big tournaments, such as DSL, G1, WCG, Alienware, ACE, EASCL, Nexon. Kind of an odd stipulation. Not the concept of it, but in terms of what qualifies as a big tournament to be in top 3. But if they do that, then their salaries double, increase to $2,000 per month. They keep all of their tournament winnings for tournament prize pools less than $8,200. Any tournament larger than about $8,000 or 50,000 RMB, it's in Chinese currency. Then the team, Speed Gaming, Rattlesnake get a 20% cut of the winnings. And TI4 is spelled out very clearly based on how high they play. The higher they place, the lower percentage they take. So if they're first or second, Rattlesnake only takes 10%, and it kind of scales downwards to 5th through 8th. They take 20%. And the other odd stipulation I found was streaming revenue. Rattlesnake takes 50% of the revenue derived from streams. That was sort of interesting. Charlie, I read 2 different takes on this. And some people were saying that 50% is based on like sponsorship dollars with streams, not actual ad revenue. Do you have any insight whether that 50% cut that the team gets is that just straight ad rev from when the players stream?
I mean that just seems like the money they get, the total money they get when they stream. Like when Twitch pays their channel, so they get a set amount of money, and then they get 50% of that.
Right. That's what I thought. And there were other people sort of theory crafting that sounded extreme, so that it was like 50% of like putting overlays. I don't know. That does seem like a lot. 50% of stream revenue. That doesn't seem to incentivize much player streaming from my perspective.
It is a lot, but it's not unheard of either. To be honest, most of I don't have really that much of a problem with the numbers in the contract, because while a lot of people think $1,000 is low, in esports, as a Dota player, $1,000 is high for a player. It is on the high end of salaries that you can get, and every single one of them get the same amount. And keep in mind that for people like Bone7, Pile Die, this is really their first actual sponsored team. They went from 0 to 1,000, whereas a lot of players go from 0 to 200 or 0 to 400, or like these guys, without disclosing any details. These guys make more money um than a lot of pro players right now.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. And is that right now? And does this cover living expenses at all, or does that not start until China? Right now, everyone just lives at home or at their own house or whatever, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's another big thing to factor. $1,000 a month, if all of your expenses are covered, that's pretty good. But if you don't
all
have
of
any,
their
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, all of their expenses are supposed to be covered in China.
Okay. All right. So it's sort of a crummy salary right now in the grand scheme of things, but $1,000 a month if you don't have to pay for food, car insurance, gas, electricity, internet, mortgage, rent. If you don't have to pay any of that, $1,000 a month is pretty good. I mean, that's pretty much all savings. What else do you have to buy? I mean, all right, go to concerts, buy some clothes, but like, geez, that's not bad. I'd be happy with that. So China is promised in there, and was there something? I feel like there was another standout part of the contract that is eluding me here. But so the big drama surrounding this was this was not really cleared by the players. There was something on Sing's stream where he was streaming and just goes, "Why the fuck is my contract on the internet?" Like, that's a little scary. Charlie, you probably can't say anything, but do you have any insight as to the mechanism in which these contracts were released without the players' consent?
So the contract doesn't have a non-disclosure agreement.
Okay.
It's nothing like that at all. So it's basically I'm guessing that so Mark said he was inspired by Loda for transparency.
Yes.
And so I'm guessing he read that blog and he's like, "Man, I want to do something for esports. I want to push this. I think this is going to be a great idea." So he talks to their Chinese investor, who I've talked to, and he's a nice guy, and he's just like, "All right, I guess you can do it." And Mark's like, "All right, I'm going to do this." And then he posts their contracts and all their glory on Facebook. And he didn't ask the players, that he was too busy to ask the other 5 people in that party and tell them that he was doing this.
It's a pretty lame excuse, I have to admit. Sorry, Mark, but it's just too busy to ask your permission. I don't know, man. That's a little... I'd be a little peeved, I guess. I mean, luckily there's nothing too damning in these contracts. I mean, like you said, you don't necessarily want to show all of the terms. There could have been some selective process, like you didn't have to put out all the details, but at least it's not too damning, just a little uncomfortable, maybe a better word. One of the other little highlights I pulled out of that giant Reddit thread that I think some of the individuals on Reddit quite astute, and for context here, Charlie, you have a law degree, so this is sort of your turf a little bit. Just throwing that out there in case all y'all weren't privy to Charlie's qualifications. But are these contracts really legit in terms of, if the shit hits the fan and somebody feels like they were really wronged, let's say for whatever reason the team doesn't go to China, whatever the mechanism is, and they feel like they should sue, they should do something right. Is this the kind of contract that's actually going to hold up? As someone pointed out, there's sort of a lack of liquidated damages. There's aside from the $1,000 a month, everything else is totally subjective. There's a lot of the team will try to accommodate your requests. They're like, you will try to do your best. Sort of things like that are, good-natured, but to what degree does that really mean something in terms of litigation where you actually have to use this contract as a binding agreement?
Oh man, that's another can of worms, and I want to preface this by saying that I'm not your lawyer. This is not going to be legal advice.
Do you want to be my lawyer? I'll let you do it. I mean,
I still have to take the bar. I haven't found I graduated last spring, and following that there was TI DreamHack and all of this, so I haven't found a good time to actually take the bar yet. So I haven't taken the bar. I'm not licensed yet, but I'm not your lawyer. I am not Speed's lawyer. But with that said, there are, like, people have commented in the Reddit thread. There are lots of problems in that contract. There are things that are so vague, like the grammar, the grammar issues in the contract, um, I mean, you wouldn't expect a lot of grammar issues to create confusion or actual problems in a contract. Usually, there are things that just need to be edited, but
Mm-hmm.
there are some things in here that create even more vagueness, even more confusion. There are things that are really unclear, like for example, the part where the contract is supposed to renew itself when they go back to China, or
Yeah.
it's
The contract
there.
will renew for a subsequent 6 to 8 months unless a player or organization gives a 1 week notice before arriving in China. Once in China, the team will immediately sign a new contract with the same points explained above. Contract renews for subsequent 6 to 8 months unless the player or organization gives at least 1 week notice. It's kind of a, yeah, that's the clause you were referring to specifically.
Yeah, and then a little bit after that, where it requires agreement, but it doesn't really specify between agreement between who, and
Yeah.
it's like the entire thing is kind of a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've written some ad hoc contracts in my days. Probably around, something like this, where it's sort of a generic recognizing on a small scale that it's never really going to be that big of a deal. But with this sort of level of money that we're talking about, it's a little scary. The volatility is that word we always come back to with esports, and just further, in my opinion, evidence of the volatility here. Just scary. Hopefully no one is trying to screw anyone else here, because that would be really, really unfortunate. And one of the other issues, if something did happen, where does this contract get enforced? Is this Chinese government? This is China?
The governing law for this contract is the glorious People's Republic of China.
Oh, good. Even better. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, any thoughts about this contract? Were you happy to see some numbers?
Without a basis for comparison, I mean, Charlie obviously knows a lot more about it than I do. Without a basis for comparison, I didn't know what to think. But in general, I feel like I do feel a little bit vindicated, because the amount of times I've said to people, hey, like your team sponsorship generally takes a cut of your winnings, right? And they're like, no, nobody does that. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are morons. Vindication. That's all I have to say.
True enough. No, that is definitely true. I've known that one for sure. That stipulation. 8,000 is a pretty good number, I guess. Although these days a lot of these big tournaments are a lot more than that. And one of the other issues, I just hate that line, top 3 in tournaments such as, and then it's just like the most random list of big tournaments. Like that, to me, that's the biggest point in that contract that's scary. If I was one of the players, of just like, all right, I would really like to double my salary. Literally, like, what is the baseline of tournaments? There needs to be a much better, like, tournaments, top 3 of at least, 30 grand, or there needs to be some sort of a, like, clear, concise, this is how you double your contract incentive. If I read that, I'd be like, okay, that's scary. I don't think I'm ever going to double my salary.
Most teams have for when they define a big tournament, most contracts and most teams do it by prize pool.
Oh yeah, that's really the only way to do it. I mean, I don't know how else you would try and break it out, but yeah. So, all right, interesting enough. Again, the article has been linked a few times on Gamers. Did a nice kind of breakdown analysis of what's going on over there with those contracts, and they actually got some flack. Some of the comments, they were like, "What is the point of this article? It doesn't give me any new information." I'm like, I don't know. I kind of liked this article. I didn't have to read that whole contract. They pulled out the quotes. I don't know. On Gamers, man, getting a little bit of hate. I like him. So, all right, let's talk MLG Columbus, guys. My overlays got messed up. They're all scooted down here. But MLG Columbus, but 2 days away. I know we're all so excited, as we mentioned at the beginning here. Let's take a look at some scheduling action for you guys out there. For those attending the event, check-in starts at 10:30 a.m. on Friday. Check-in is when you can actually grab your pass. That's something that some folks seem to be confused about from the little bit of research I did. That is when you can actually go into the convention center, stand in line, and get your little spectator pass. VIP admission starts at 12:30. That's where all the VIPs line up. And then general admission starts at 2. So if you're planning on attending, I would recommend getting there early and getting your wristband. Then maybe going to the local pub, having a few beers for lunch, and then coming back at 2 p.m. for the tournament to actually begin. The event actually starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on MLG TV. Columbus, Ohio is on East Coast time, right? I'm not pulling that out of my ass. I think it's on EST.
It is.
It is.
It is on EST.
Middle of the country. It's right on the edge, but it is East Coast time. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these time zones, guys. You see all times in ET. I should have known right there. And I had some other notes here. Let me see. What do I have in my notes of things to know about MLG? Oh, Jesus. It's a lot of stuff. So there are 3 streams, as we mentioned. Chris is going to be on the third stream. There is a full schedule posted. And here, I'll go ahead and post this link in chat for you guys. This is like your guide to MLG Columbus. Everything you need to know is at that link. And good luck finding it on the MLG website. Their website is very convoluted. I would bookmark that link. Do it now. I'm telling you, you're going to want to go back to it. This is where you'll find the brackets, the schedule, all that good stuff, the teams, the prize pool, yada, yada, yada. The broadcast schedule, something I wanted to make note of here. Opening match, Alliance versus Speed, and round 2 is going to be Alliance versus DK on Friday night. Oh, man, they're starting off big with the DKs. The full schedule is here. They have it already posted of who's playing what, when, and where, and all that stuff. It's almost like I was going to try to do hey, the matches you don't want to miss, but they're all going to be fucking good matches. You don't want to miss any of them, and you're going to have to because there's going to be 3 streams running. So it's going to be nonstop Dota all weekend long. More Dota than we can handle. You'll be watching VODs for weeks and weeks after. Don't forget, if you want to watch in-game, the ticket is totally free on the client. You just load up Dota 2, click on MLG Columbus, and bing, bang, bung, you're there. If you want the in-game drops, you got to buy the MLG bundle, $10, $2.50 of it go to the prize pool, which is now well over 100,000. What is the current tally? Does anybody have Dota open? What's the current tally? You gonna make
it's like 1.2 or 3, or it's 120 or 130.
120? It's up that high?
Cyborg Matt put up that calculator.
Oh yeah, what was it? Dota? No, MLG. Shit, I should have bookmarked it. MLG.sci. Damn it.
Here, Dota2.cyborgmat.com/MLG. As soon as it loads, I'll have the prize pool for you. New total prize pool for MLG Columbus: $119,000, 817.
Yeah, 120.
Wow. Yeah, Charlie was on point.
120 grand.
Jeez. Yeah, 120
that was
grand.
a boss.
Damn, the community has officially raised $20,000 extra than the baseline prize pool. That is impressive. That really is impressive. We all deserve a pat on the back for that one, guys. Well played. Well done. Well done. That'll do. That's sort of your go-to. Let's take a look at our poll. Let's see how our poll was doing here. We did do a straw poll, and I'm going to link it one more time. This is your chance to vote before we get too analytical about these numbers here. We've been asking a lot of folks. We've had guests on who's going to win MLG, who's going to be top 3, and we've gotten a lot of mixed answers. A lot of folks saying, you can't really say that Alliance and Na'Vi aren't front runners for that top 3. The one that I keep talking about is DK, although they've been smacked in the face by 6.79. I still have high hopes for the lone Chinese team in the tournament. But let's take a look. Number 1, we've got Alliance slightly ahead of Speed Gaming, Na'Vi number 2, and we've got Team Liquid at number 3. So I honestly kind of like the way that this is unfolding. This is probably semi close to what I would have pegged if you would have put me in a 1 to 9 ranking them here. More votes are coming in, as we can see. Poor Evil Geniuses and Sigma, man. EG not getting a lot of love on our little poll.
They have less
their performance
votes.
has been terrible.
They have less votes than Pretty Boy Swag.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. EG has been pretty underwhelming lately, and I say that with all love for the guys on there. Like they're great guys and they work hard, but it's just been a very disappointing set of results, and it doesn't help that they're getting DDoSed all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that DDoS thing is a fucking nightmare. I don't know what to do, what they can do about it, but they need to do something because they're like crippled. They can't even play in tournaments because they get DDoSed every time they try and do something.
Yeah, and from what I know, playing from since all 5 of them are West Coast, playing in actual tournaments and arguing for server is kind of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because when they pretty much almost always have to play some of their games on the Lux server, and from the San Francisco house, I know they get about 300 MS, which is like pretty awful.
That's pretty high. Yeah,
they play on Lux. Yeah,
that's bad. Yeah.
So there's been a host of like latency issues over there.
Yeah, it's rough. It's a bad area in terms of that kind of stuff. Playing with EU, you couldn't really be on further away in terms of positioning on the globe. But a few more votes coming in here now that I linked the correct link in chat there for the straw poll. So Alliance still number 1, Navi number 2, and Speed Gaming holding steady at number 3. So you see that kind of drop off at the graph. 20% of those top 3. Alliance, Navi, Speed Gaming, top 3. I think that's a fair prediction. I don't know. If this was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, poll the audience, I'd probably go with it. I like it. Go ahead.
I would probably have Liquid at number 3. Liquid's been playing out of their minds recently.
I would have Liquid higher up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Fnatic, and I have a blast watching Speed because of the kind of unorthodox stuff they do, but I think Liquid has a better chance than both of them at the actual tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Fnatic is one of those teams, like, in these polls, I feel like you can't read into it too much because Fnatic is so popular that it's like they have a core of people that will vote for them regardless, rather than some of the other teams. I guess Alliance and Navi are sort of the same, a lot of fanboyism there, but yeah, Fnatic, I feel the same as you, Chris. One of my favorite teams, but not always the most consistent when it comes to the LAN play in Dota 2, so always excited. I'm still surprised by Pretty Boy Swag getting some pocket votes there. I hope Pretty Boy Swag does well. Maybe they could be that Cinderella story that we've been talking about. That would be pretty exciting. They're a pretty unknown team, so we'll see how they fare against all these others. And of course, Sigma, the other team, we did have the fucking Mad on 3 or 4 episodes ago, and he talked about Sigma getting invited to MLG and all that stuff, and they're pumped up. I hope that they do at least okay. It's a big opportunity. Oh gosh, pardon me. A big opportunity for them. And I hope only the best. Thank you for voting in our poll, though, guys. That was a lot of fun. Keep voting. We'll probably check in on it at the end of the cast to see if there was any change, any crazy change to your opinions out there. One of the other things I wanted to mention here, autograph sessions. This is another very important thing for all of you attending. I know how much we all like autographs, and I had the post open. I guess I don't have it here. On Friday, the big autograph day from 2 to 2:30, there's going to be Team Liquid signing, Sigma doing signing, half hour for Speed after that. Fnatic going to be doing a signing at 3 o'clock. Then Navi doing a whole hour-long signing from 4 to 5, and then Team DK going to be the final, the final autograph signing opportunity on Friday. That's all they have scheduled. Nothing for Fnatic, nothing for Alliance. Pardon me. So we'll see if they get worked into some sort of an autograph session. I don't know how this schedule was made, but I want Fnatic autographs, man. That's where it's all at. I know Chris wants some DK autographs, but I'm glad MLG is doing this. I'm glad they're setting aside time for people to get autographs and have some one-on-one time with the players and such. So yeah, not a lot to say about that, much more than just you can get your autographs. And yeah, that's about all I have for my MLG notes of things you need to know. Oh, the only other thing is the plushies. If you are going to MLG with hopes of buying a plushie, your dreams will be squandered. Apparently, there was some issue with the suppliers, and I saw that on Reddit this morning. The plushies are high demand, low supply. So that sucks. I don't know.
I'm not surprised. It is unfortunate. And you see what if you read Adam's post, it was like he's talking about how they kind of knew back on Friday that this was going to be an issue.
Yeah.
They're trying really hard to resolve it, and today they got the final word. We're not going to manage it. It's unfortunate, but again, I just want to give a big shout out to MLG in general for being very transparent with the Dota community about everything that's going on with this tournament. They have really kind of been with us like no other organizer has before. I don't think I've ever gotten this level of contact from a tournament organizer that wants so badly to be successful in this community. Yeah. So big shout out to MLG.
Yeah, I hope they keep it up because I do agree with that. The only plushie I have is Pandemonium from Han. I got it for free at the last DreamHack because I was in the front row and answered a question right.
Have a courier?
No.
You don't have a plush donkey? What is wrong with you? I've got my plush donkey.
There's a Hello Kitty plushie over there. That's about it. I'm not big on plushies, man. I don't know. It's just not something that's...
I love plushies. Really, it's like an unreasonable 12-year-old part of me that still has a real thing for plushies.
Yeah. So, very exciting indeed. All right, I think it's time to get Spitwad in here, guys. Part 2 coming up of the Dota Radio Morning Show, episode number 14. Thank you for joining us here. Don't go anywhere. Spitwad going to be joining us here for part 2 coming up in just a moment.